The terrifying part is, I could not fully prove I did not. I have always had memory problems when I drink too much. Blackouts, entire hours disappearing. Sometimes I would wake up with bruised knuckles and have no idea why. One morning, I woke up sitting on my kitchen floor, holding my phone in my hand. There was a new message from Elias, sent at 3:07 a.m. Check your email. Attached was a photograph. The moment I opened it, I nearly threw up. It was me standing inside Elias's apartment on the night he died. My hoodie was covered in blood. I stared at the image for what felt like forever. Then I noticed something worse. The photo had been taken from inside the apartment. Someone else had been there with us. I stopped eating, stopped answering calls after that. I even unplugged my television because static started sounding too much like Elias's breathing. Then, 3 nights later, another message arrived at exactly 3:07 a.m. You want to know who killed me? I stared at the screen from several seconds before typing back. Yes. The typing dots appeared, then disappeared, then appeared again. Finally, the message came through. Look at the voicemail you deleted. My blood turned cold. I had deleted Elias's final voicemails 6 months earlier, or at least I thought I had. My hands were trembling while I opened my cloud backup account. I searched through old deleted files until I found 3 recovered audio messages. The first voicemail was mostly static. The second contained Elias's crying and begging for help. But the third voicemail destroyed me. At first, all I heard was heavy breathing and movement. Then Elias whispered, "Now, if you get this, listen carefully. Morales knows." Detective Morales, the officer assigned to Elias's case. My stomach tightened. Elias continued speaking in a terrified whisper. He killed that woman last year and blamed you because of your blackouts. I found proof. He knows I found it. I felt physically sick as I was listening to it. Then, in the background of the voicemail, I heard a knock at Elias's apartment door. 3 slow knocks. Elias stopped breathing for a second. Then he whispered one final sentence. "He is outside." The voicemail ended with screaming. Real screaming. Not Elias's. Mine. Because suddenly I remembered something I had buried deep inside my head for months. I had gone to Elias's apartment that night, but I arrived after the murder. I remembered the blood. I remembered Elias barely breathing on the kitchen floor, and I remembered Detective Morales standing over him holding the knife. He looked at me calmly and said, "You were never here." I think my brain broke after that moment. Maybe from fear, maybe from alcohol, maybe both. Because the next thing I remembered was waking up at home the following morning covered in dried blood. Morales had framed me perfectly, using my blackouts, using my guilt, using the fact nobody would believe me. Then my phone vibrated again. One final message from Elias appeared on my mobile screen. "I told you he would come back." At that exact moment, somebody knocked on my apartment door. 3 slow knocks, the same pattern from the voicemail. My entire body went numb. Then my phone vibrated one last time. "Don't open the door." I don't know how long I stood there staring at the entrance. Maybe a few seconds, maybe several minutes, but the knocking continued. Slow, patient, almost gentle. Then suddenly it stopped. The next morning, police found Detective Morales dead inside his apartment. His throat had been cut open during the night, which means whatever was knocking on my door at 3:07 a.m. was not him.